Hey guys, today seems to be a major news day for disgraced former Teen Mom star Jenelle Evans. In fact, according to TMZ, she allegedly is looking into moving to Florida, and that may have been the real reason why she was spotted with Briana Dejesus, because not only is Jenelle reportedly looking to move to the Sunshine State, but according to sources, she's looking to move close to Briana's home. Apparently, Jenelle toured 2 or 3 homes in Central Florida, and a big reason why she's planning to move to Florida is to help her move forward after the end of her relationship with disgraced dog killer David Eason. I wonder how possible that is going to be, because she currently shares custody of her daughter Ensley with David, and perhaps David could put the kibosh on her moving states, if he really wants to get back at her for all of the shade that she's been throwing at him online. I know that with Kaiser and with Jace, it's much easier because Nathan's not in the picture and she's got sole custody of Jace. But when it comes to Ensley, I feel like co-parenting with David is going to put a wrench in those plans potentially. At the same time, David is currently facing a misdemeanor and a felony charge for child abuse after allegedly putting his filthy unemployed hands on Jace Evans and reportedly strangling him out in public. So perhaps if David is facing those sorts of charges, and if he is, hopefully, let me knock on wood here, convicted for those charges, then perhaps it's going to be a lot easier for Jenelle to just go ahead, pack up and move. But in the meantime, it might be a little tricky. Are any of you guys in the legal community? If so, please do. Or in the child welfare community? If so, please do make sure to leave your 2 cents on how this might play out. According to TMZ, quote, Jenelle is serious about relocating, and their sources tell them that her move could happen as soon as the next 90 days, but she's also considering just waiting until her divorce is finalized in 8 months. Again, I find it interesting that she would potentially be able to move like that within 90 days. Is it the restraining order that she's filed against David? Like, that hasn't quite yet been, fully granted. Like, what is it that would allow her to move so quickly? I really am curious about that. Or maybe she's planning to just do it first and then have David fight her in court, knowing that David doesn't have the money to afford lawyers. In fact, I do think that that's the main reason why she's just going to go ahead and do it. How will David fight her without any lawyer money, right? Because also according to TMZ, David has no idea about her plans to move. And in fact, they haven't spoken to each other in the past 3 months either. Anyway, this seems like an interesting story to follow. And no offense to those of you living in Florida, but Florida seems like the perfect place for someone like Jenelle. If you know all of those crazy stories that would come out of Florida. My goodness. And it's so crazy to me because this seems like, to me, in my opinion, one of the best states to live in weather-wise and land-wise. I feel like it would be better than California, where it's super expensive. People are very densely packed in certain areas and whatnot. So I'm disappointed, whenever I hear all of these crazy stories coming out of Florida. I only went there once, and I think it was to Orlando, and I went there for work, of course, but I loved it. I thought it was beautiful. The weather was amazing. I ate the best steak of my life there. It was incredible. So very interesting stuff. I will be keeping a close eye on the story as it continues to develop, and if there are any interesting updates, in regards to David potentially blocking her move or her actually completing the move and becoming Briana's neighbor, don't worry, I will be letting you know. I am also curious what she's going to do with the swamp. Is she going to sell it? Is she going to bulldoze it? How is that going to work out? They had been having quite a few issues with the home. It was allegedly sinking. We've seen holes punched in the walls, potentially from David Eason. It seems like it's going to be a lot of trouble and hassle to offload that home, but we're going to have to wait and see how all of that ultimately ends up playing out. But in the meantime, make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and let me know what you think about the potential of disgraced former Teen Mom star Jenelle Evans moving to Florida. That's all for now. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. By the way, we're not calling her disgraced Teen Mom star until May 30th. or whatever date her episode of Teen Mom airs, okay? So for now, she's still former until that new season airs because I'm just so used to it. I digress. Let me know, you guys. Cheers. See you in my next video.